that bank statement.
The 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal by my side. Not a lot of games left in the regular season, but there are still a few teams whose fates have yet to be determined. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Brooklyn Nets in their house, Barclays Center. And Brooklyn finding themselves in a slide recently. They dropped the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And Brook Lopez, a player we'll see in action here. He's had his trouble with injuries in the past, but when he's on the floor, he can put up big numbers.
You know, you look at his career, it's clear he's one of the most consistent players in the league. He always comes to play. Always finds a way to make an impact for his team.
You know what, Ernie, sometimes during the game, his numbers go under the radar. And you don't even know that he's like piling them up. And then at the end of the game, you look at what, 2010. And you're like, wow, how did he do that? He sneaks up on you, and he's one of the best players in the NBA.
And that's about it. With tip-off fast approaching, we send it to Kevin Harlan.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. Today's game continues this Brooklyn Nets homestand and the continued absence of Luis Scola. The story for them right now.
Kevin, yeah, he got injured a few games ago, and it's been tough without him.
And we've seen what a different team they are without him on the floor. I mean, it has not been nearly as cohesive a unit as when he's there.
And now, before we get to the tip-off, let's find out what Kenny Atkinson had to share with our David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, he acknowledged that the first meeting with his team did not go exactly the way he expected it to, but said they've identified a few areas of key adjustments that will ensure they don't drop a second straight game to this team. Find out if those fixes do the trick. Back to you.
Thanks, David. So off the tip, it's Brooklyn. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Fred, he's in at the 4 spot. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Ish Smith. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
You know, he might not be the fastest or the most explosive guy, but I really like the soft hands and the excellent footwork of Lopez, because those two things you can't teach, really.
Lopez can put on a low post clinic, can he, guys? Not many big men with that kind of size and savvy to slow him down.
And I would even add, guys, not just the size and savvy, but the skill. I mean, this guy knows exactly what he's doing and has a tremendous shooting touch. And that's what makes him so potent as a back to the basket and face-up center.
Here's Lynn. Passes to Lopez. 8 feet away. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lopez has got 5.
And amidst the tall timber, he's right at home, extremely comfortable. Lopez getting it done.
Screen by Smith. Prez with the screen for Caldwell-Pope. Hits it from 3-point range. Caldwell-Pope's got his second bucket of the night. Detroit on D. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Now here's Prez. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Phoenix.
And also 4 blocks. I mean, just an important factor on both ends.
You know, the Nets have a pair of ABA titles to their name. Still looking for their first title in the NBA, though. Have come close before, but never closed the deal. Back in the early 2000s, back-to-back chips to the championship round. And, you know, part of the move to Brooklyn for the Nets increased the pressure to win, and all New York teams have immense pressure to be successful due to the market they're in.
And going back to the Nets and their title quest, the 2 ABA titles are nothing to scoff at. Those were incredible teams.
Based on what I've read, they absolutely were. I wish I could go back in time and see those championship runs live. I mean, 74 and 76. Amazing for the Nets franchise, led during those years by Dr. J, who was dominant, unlike any player we had seen to that point, from my understanding. They were the last team to win the ABA title before they merged into the NBA.
For Detroit, they have not yet made a free throw in the game, 0 of 2 so far. The first free throw is good.
And what makes Prez special is his passion for the game. Any weakness he has, he works tirelessly to make it a strength.
Both free throws good from Prez.
Let's go. Keep the head in it. Stay loose. Stay loose. Don't.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Lopez outside. Pass to Kilpatrick. Here's the screen. Back to Lopez. 6 to shoot. Lynn against Smith. A nice shot by Lynn. Lynn's got his first bucket of the night. Now the Pistons with it. They traveled to Brooklyn last time they faced the Nets, and they came away with a win.
Yeah, a dominant win for them their last time in this matchup. And what jumps off the stat page was their advantage on the board.
Yeah, they were overpowering it inside, and you've really got to like their chances, Greg, if they can replicate that tonight.
Here's Booker. Following the basket by Marcus Morris. Here's Kilpatrick, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Caldwell Pope outside. Plays it up and banks it in. Caldwell Pope's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Well, I think it's got to serve notice to the defense that it's going to take a much stronger effort than that to contain this guy today. They've got to bring more force if they're going to try to slow him down.
Smith dishes to Morris. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Brook Lopez. And one thing the Pistons have been doing in recent times is honoring the members of the 2004 championship team. Retired several numbers, and rightly so. You know, Gray, that team was special.
And that 2004 had a great cast of characters, many of whom found a rebirth with the Pistons. That team helped continue the us against the world feeling that the franchise had in the Bad Boys era. Hard to express just how much that team meant to the city of Detroit.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And he's good on the second. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Outside, Lynn shoots from the baseline, and he gets the jumper to drop. Lynn's got his 2nd basket of the game. The Pistons leading. Smith kicks to Caldwell Pope. The dish to Prez. There's the call on Trevor Booker. That's foul number 2 for him.
Already the 2nd foul.
Get over here, guys. Hustle up. Let's talk. These guys are relying on one man to beat us. He's way too comfortable moving around without the ball. I want you to stay tight on him, away from the ball, and run them off the...
You can certainly see the lines being drawn and the separation there in the Big Apple. I mean, the older crowd remains loyal to the Knicks, but the transplants to the city and the younger fans kind of gravitating towards the Nets. It's an interesting dynamic for somebody looking at it from the outside in.
Moves back up. Nice shot by Smith.
Even with the guy right in his face, Smith maintains that cool demeanor of his. Really like watching him work his magic down in the post. Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Now here's Drummond. He's coming off a 10-point game against Phoenix. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look, and it's off from three-point range. The Nets have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Here's Kilpatrick, and the go-ahead bucket, no good. The Pistons have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Here's Caldwell Pope. Another miss by Caldwell Pope. The Brooklyn Nets come into this one following a loss to Dallas.
Yeah, foul trouble early on, I thought, set the tone in that game, and it just made it difficult for them to get over the hump.
Yeah, it really got them out of sync, and that hurt them big time. Forced them to go much deeper into their bench than they would have liked to.
Now, here is Smith. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Prez. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And how about the skill from Perez down on the block, working hard inside and getting the contact in the process.
The Pistons have shot 50% from the line today, 2 for 6.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor, something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn. Foy comes in for Jeremy Lin. Now, here is Foy. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Prez kicks to Jackson. It's stolen by Foy. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
John Lure, he's checked in for the Pistons. Pistons leading by 3. Here's Jackson. On the floor for Detroit. On the wings, Caldwell, Pope, and Harris. Andre Drummond is out there with Prez. And it's Jackson in at the 1. There's the call on Trevor Booker. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Pistons with possession here. Caldwell Pope passes to Jackson. That 3 off the mark. Nets shooting around 40% from the floor here. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Suns was a big factor. He scored 18 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. There weren't too many things he did wrong throughout the evening. Solid effort across the board. Kevin, we'll see if he can have another complete game tonight.
All right, David, thank you so much. He couldn't have been much better in that game, could he, GM?
Not at all. He was great. I mean, that's for sure. If he wasn't at his best, he was awfully close.
Guys, he came to compete and win. Let's hope he's got that same attitude, that same energy, that same swag here tonight.
And how about the agility coming from the big man? I mean, that's not something we often see from him.
You know, it's never going to be, Greg, a 360 dunk when he goes up with it, but it will be 2 points. We do know that.
You know, you can sacrifice a little athleticism when you've got the size he does.
And, you know, if you ask any great player what separates good from great in terms of the NBA is confidence. And Reggie Jackson has never been short on having confidence. I mean, he feels as if he's been a star ever since he came into this league and just needed the opportunity. And I tell you what, I think he's right. I mean, he's made the most of it coming over to Detroit and did not skip a beat. And I tell you what, Stan Van Gundy is very happy to have him at the helm of that point guard position.
Now here's Prez. 8 points for him. Count that bucket.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Here's Booker. He's coming off a 10-point game against Dallas. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. Marcus Morris is checked in for Detroit. Smith comes in for Reggie Jackson. Detroit leading by 5. And when you think about Reggie Jackson's demeanor, you can see the confidence he plays with goes right at the taller players. Loves to be challenged by the big-name players, too.
And it shows most in the fourth quarter. Reggie is the kind of player who wants the ball with the game on the line. He might not always come through, but he isn't one to back down from a challenge.
Here's Kilpatrick after the basket by Detroit. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And Brook Lopez a little bigger and more of an offensive player than his brother Robin. But they've both turned into quality big men in this league.
And he makes the first.
And you know, one thing that Lopez wants to develop is his ability to create shots for his teammates. I mean, that's an important focal point offensively for him and his team.
Lopez hits them both. When you draw the attention that he does inside, Lopez, with all those double teams he's getting, you have to be able to punish teams for sending help.
Yeah, exactly. You need good shooting around him, good spacing, because he does require typically 2 guys to try to stop him because of his repertoire of moves, his size, and his touch.
Lynn dishes to Booker. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. He kicks to Lopez. Shot from 12. Off the left rim and out.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Dishes it to Prez. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Smith outside. And Drummond kicks to Morris. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Excellent game we've seen from Prez. He has 8 points and some of his offense coming at the foul line with 5 points there.
Clark, 5 pretty big points indeed.
Pistons have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts. The first one falls.
And you look back on the Pistons, and whenever that group has had success as a franchise, it's always driven by a team-oriented concept. I mean, yeah, they've had stars, Isaiah Thomas, Chauncey Billups, but at the heart of all their title runs was a group of 5 guys that just played for each other.
Here's Kilpatrick, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Noah's shot is off.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. No one near Prez as he lets it go. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
Boy, they're going on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
I like what I see out there, fellas. We're playing like we wanted more than them. Remember, you're my Pippen and you're my Jordan. Finish this game like they would.
Scrap that approach, it seems, and it couldn't come at a better time. Learn some lessons from trying to sell their picks and future for a quick playoff run. New management and a new coach have said they are committed to doing things the right way, even if it is slower.
Bielitsa, he's checked in. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Pistons lead by 17. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Some fantastic basketball the last few games. How have you been able to stay so hot?
Yo, man, when you're like me, you don't get hot, you just stay hot, okay? Look, when you look up the hospital I was born in, it just says volcano, all right? Because I'm like lava, man. Always hot, always flowing.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
All right, gentlemen, hustle up. That was a great first half. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Now stay focused, guys. Let's win this game and go home.
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. We're seeing a tremendous game from Prez.
Yeah, how about all of the assists he's had already in the first half? Got his team a lot of easy baskets.
He's got great vision, Greg, and he's not afraid to get rid of it early. That's what makes him such a great passer. He doesn't hold on to that thing. He finds the open guy right away.
We've got Jeremy Lin, Booker out there with Brook Lopez. Then there's Foy, and it's Kilpatrick in at shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Caldwell Pope passes to Drummond. Launches a three, and there's Caldwell Pope. That's good on the assist by Drummond. Caldwell Pope's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Pistons. Lin dishes to Booker. And Foy kicks to Lopez. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Morris. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
We all remember Lin's sanity, don't we, Kevin, a few years ago? Jeremy Lin is indeed the NBA's first American player of Chinese or Taiwanese descent. He's had to overcome his share of skeptics who thought he didn't look the part of an NBA player. In fact, the first day he reported to Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte, he had a hard time convincing the security guard to let him in. Kevin, I guess you could say he's broken the mold.
And broken new ground, too, D.A. Thanks. Now here's Prez. After Jeremy Lin's miss, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Lopez.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
And the first one drops. Well, the Nets made the move to hire Kenny Atkinson to man their bench. He spent the last handful of seasons as an assistant for Mike Budenholzer on Atlanta's Hawks team.
And with the Nets turning to their new GM with Spurs ties, it makes sense that they would get an assistant of Budenholzer, also from the Spurs family tree. Atkinson has a lot going for his pedigree as a coach. Definitely was one of the more sought-after assistants before the Nets snagged him up.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
To the paint. It's blocked. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Nice shot by Foy.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Pistons leading by 16. Now Prez. He's got 14. The Pistons working the ball around now. Morris. Noah with the block. And it's time for an injury report.
Unfortunately, it does not look good at all. And of course, that would be a brutal loss for this team if he misses any time, as they're getting ready for the end of the season. Kevin?
David, thanks for the great update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it, and better than ever.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best.
Here is Lin following the basket by Prez. Smith against Lin. From 13, rebound Detroit.
Been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Prez passes to Drummond. Down low, Prez finishing off the play with the dunk. He won't miss many of those.
And you can just see him.
Now that's how we play the game. Bring it in, let's go. I love energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused.
Shut him down.
And Brooklyn making a change here. LeVert's checked in. Nets trail by 18. Foy with it. He has 5. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Prez kicks to Smith. The feed to Morris. In the corner, Smith with it. Here's Prez. Second chance shot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
What a stupendous pump fake from Prez. Almost impossible not to go for it.
He's been getting to the line. Now his 6th trip in the game.
And free throw shooting, not necessarily one of his strong suits. Only about 70% on the season.
First one falls for him. Both free throws good from Prez.
Wow.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Lopez a screen. And here's Foy. Cranes the three-pointer. Foy's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Nets.
You know, they've got to make him earn those threes. You play off of him, and he's automatic from that distance.
Here's Prez. 20 points for him from 12 feet out. And that one comes up a bit short.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
And Brook Lopez, the bucket on the assist by 4. Foy's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Smith dishes to Drummond. Inside, Morris. Points, that one goes. Morris has got 7 points in the game.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And it's LeVert missing.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Far too much penetration allowed, Greg, and that's really been the theme of the song so far here.
Now here's Lopez. Rebound, Detroit. Prez has got 6 rebounds in the game. And Ish Smith, acquired by the 76ers in a mid-season trade, last year turned out to be the best season of his career.
Yeah, you know, they still weren't winning a lot of games, but he elevated them to actually being competitive in most of their games. A career high for him in minutes played, and he showed he could be a high-caliber playmaker.
Booker, he's checked in for the Nets. And Detroit with a change here, too. Jackson, he's checked in for Ish Smith. Nets trailed by 19. Now, here is Foy. 8 points for him. To the wing right side. Three-pointer. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Detroit's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Prez with the bucket.
And you got to admire the attitude of Prez, staying with his shot despite the D being all over.
Way to work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up. Listen up. We have
I'm out there. They need to settle down a bit. They've been playing out of control at times here, and it shows with their turnover numbers.
Andre Hollis Jefferson, he's checked in for Randy Ford. And then for Detroit. Oh!
My goodness. Let's call him a speed merchant. I mean, he was a blur going in for that throwdown.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Prez passes to Hill. Yep, that one goes. Hill's got 8 points.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Here's Kilpatrick. Kicks it to Booker. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. 6 points for him. Pistons leading by 19. Johnson outside. To the inside. A steal. In transition, here come the Nets. All going up court. Good.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
The Pistons have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Charity stripe shot. A second chance effort, and it's laid in by Prez. Prez has got 24.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Booker. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Lynn's checked in. For Detroit, they've gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime. Shooting 8 of 15. Good on the three-point shot.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big-time mistake.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's LeVert. Pins the shot from the wing.
They found the touch from the field here in the second half. It was a struggle in that first.
Now Jackson. 2 on the clock. That's good from Prez on the assist from Jackson.
Wow.
Jackson's got 4 assists now tonight. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Pistons ahead, just dominating this one. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells us Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Jeremy Lin. Detroit also making some changes. Prez is checked in for Drummond. Bielitsa comes in for Tobias Harris. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Ish Smith. On the court for the Pistons, Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Prez out there with Bielitsa. And it's Lure in at the center filling out the middle. Detroit's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. Down low. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Prez has got 15 points here in the second half. For Brooklyn, they've gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter here, going 0 for 4 so far. The pass to McCullough. Six on the shot clock. Now here's Vasquez. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. The Pistons have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Nice again. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
Free throw good, Lure. And Lure drops them both. The net shooting 43% from the field. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Over to the wing. Here's McCullough. The teardrop falls in.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Pistons shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Lure the pass to Bielitsa. The Pistons working the ball around now. Prez kicks to Jackson. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Now here's Vasquez. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. And John Lure gets the whistle that time.
And I approve that steal.
That is his first foul of the game.
Presidential pardon.
Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Here is Vasquez. Pass to Whitehead. Here's McCullough. Takes it from 10. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. McCullough's got 4 points now in the quarter. Detroit's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Over in the corner, Prez. Outside Jackson. Jackson can't get that one to fall.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Passes it to Whitehead. At the elbow, it's Noah. From deep. Whitehead's shot is off. The Pistons have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. And Lure kicks to Prez. And finish off by Prez.
And I love the shot selection by Prez. Playing well within the offense there and burying a lot of buckets in the process.
Here's Whitehead. There's the screen. Here's Vasquez. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Well, it wasn't a textbook pick, but he still managed to score. Good concentration on the finish.
Johnson outside. Here's Jackson. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Brook Lopez is checked in for Brooklyn. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Detroit. Vasquez kicks to Lopez. To the middle. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Lopez has got 4 points this quarter.
And, you know, when Lopez gets it rolling early, he can put up some big numbers.
To the middle. It's tipped. Prez dishes to Johnson. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
Inside, here's Prez, and finish off by Prez.
And what about the vertical of Prez there, just leaping up for the forceful slam?
For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Over to the left wing. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. A different look here for Detroit. Drummond's checked in for Hill. Morris comes in for Bielitsa. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Stanley Johnson. Kilpatrick passes to Lopez. In the corner, it's Lynn. Just 5 to shoot. Will not go. This is off the front iron. For Detroit, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Detroit.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And the effort here tonight, adding to the W column for the season. It'll go down as their 48th win.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And believe you me, they'll be gunning for the sweep in that third meeting.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Prez. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Well, Lopez has been great. He's got 19 points, and he's knocked down 5 shots at the charity stripe. Good numbers for him.
Yeah, they are. It's been a nice element of his game today.
A different look here for Detroit. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Morris. Stanley Johnson comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Ray McCallum subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Now here's Prez. He's guarded closely. Now in transition is Lynn. Here we go. He gets it in there.
And this run not really doing him any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Yeah, but kudos to him, Greg. I mean, the fight they're showing now, you got to give them credit for that. Would have been really easy to pack it in.
Prez. And finished off by Prez.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Here's Lopez. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And, you know, Lopez is very much a real threat to drop one in from that range. I mean, he's an excellent shooter for his size.
Here's Prez. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially, though, when you get it done on the road. That's a special, special feeling there.
What's up, Steve?
What's going on, Prez? Guys back in the studio want to talk to you.
Perfect.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, friends and neighbors. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith as we move forward to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Prez.
Hey, Shaq here. Listen, you put in a lot of work on the boards. Was that your focus tonight?
You know, I just tried to be aware of what was going on at all times. It could be easy to follow your man and get lost in the court and, you know, not know where the ball is. But one of the things I pride myself on is court awareness. And, you know, getting that extra jump on your man can make all the difference.
I'm changing your name to Baby Rodman. Good job, buddy.
All right, thanks, man.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
yes. I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.